Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Is that right? Are the meek going to inherit the earth? Or are they going to cower in the corner? That depends on the definition of meek. The Hebrew word for meek means to be molded to God's plan, submissive to his plan, molded to his purpose. The meek are the boldest people who ever lived. There's few men alive who have the guts to be meek. There are many such men in the Bible. Job, look at Job, the man who suffered. Epic voyage of suffering that he endured day after day, week after week, month after month. He suffered like few have suffered. Job, the man of patience, he endured through unbelievable suffering. And yet what did Job say? Did he whine and complain? Job said, though he slay me, yet I will trust in him. Though God slay me and put me through this misery and this agony, I will trust in him. Job was submissive to God's purpose, obedient to God's plan. In Psalm 1, David writes, he wrote about the blessed man. He wrote, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in this law doth he meditate day and night. Day and night he meditates on God's law. King David was molded to God's purpose, submissive to his plan, obedient to his laws, immersed in his laws. David was also a man of action. When David, as a meek young boy, came to the front, and he was in the presence of the mighty warriors of Israel, the mighty army of Israel, who had conquered army after army. And what did he find? He found all these mighty warriors cowering in fear, dreading the sight of Goliath, the giant, shaking. And what did David, the meek little boy, do? He said, who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? And he went to the king and he said, let me fight this uncircumcised Philistine and I will bring him down. And the king said, now you're a boy, you can't do it, forget about it. David said, I slew a lion and a bear because God was with me, and God will be with me when I destroy this Philistine. And the king said, okay, go ahead and do it. And then what happened? Goliath mocked him. Goliath mocked him on the battlefield. And what did David say? David says, you come at me with a sword and with a spear and with a javelin, and I come at you with the name of the living God. And David took care of Goliath. David did not depend on his own strength. He depended on God. He depended on the power of God. David was molded to God's purpose, submissive to his plan, dependent on his power. Caleb was a meek man. When all of the 12 spies came back from spying out the promised land, 10 of these brave spies, these mighty warriors of Israel, said, we can't go there. We cannot take the promised land. We are like, they are giants and they're well fortified, and we're like grasshoppers in their sight. Forget about it. And what did Caleb say? Caleb said, "Let us take the hills, let us take the mountain. We are well able to overcome it." He was molded to God's purpose, submissive to God's plan. All of Israel, all of the mighty warriors of Israel, they all cowered before the giants of the promised land. But two men, two meek men, said, let us take the hill. We are well able to overcome it. Molded to God's purpose, submissive to God's plan. There's few men alive who have the guts to be meek. There's many such men in the Bible. Jesus Christ fashioned whips and he drove the money changers out of the temple. Uzzah was a student of the will of God as revealed in his word, and he taught the word of God to his generation. He was molded to God's purpose, obedient to his plan. He was meek. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth.